So we're live. So today, so first of all, I've been trying to get out some garden videos for the past week or so. So I did one video and then didn't have my microphone plugged in all the way, so it didn't collect any of the sound. And then yesterday, I did another garden vlog to make up for the last one. And then halfway through the video, my battery died and my microphone died. So I decided to come out here today and just do a live vlog so that way you can see what's happening out in the garden. So many things have been happening, you guys. It's just been, it's just been crazy busy. So we're getting ready for a Halloween party tonight. And it's coming together. So let me just share with you what is happening in the garden. So let's go ahead and start off with this first garden bed, and I'll show you what's happening. All right. So, every time we go live, you just have no idea what's going to happen. And so we're just going to go for it. Okay, so over here in this garden bed, let me show you. We have a bunch of things. So John had one of our guys come out this morning and weed eat for me, which was so exciting, so that I don't have to do it. Because I've been meaning to do it, but I've been procrastinating. So over here in this garden bed, we have some carrots. And let me share with you how these carrots are doing. Okay, so let me see here. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right, so here we go. There's our carrots. They're looking so good, you guys, besides the weeds. I have a ton of weeds. And so I did put 2 rows of carrots. I have carrots in this one right here and in this one right here. But the puppies got in here, dug a big hole right in this area, and messed it all up. So I did succession sow some more seeds in this area, and I cannot wait for them to pop up so that way we don't have to see these weeds anymore. So I could see them. They're right there. Now in this row, I know it doesn't look much, but it will be. We have some spinach right there. We do have some spinach right here as well, but I'll look at Val sunbathing. But it's not that big, and I cannot wait till it gets bigger so that way you can't see the weeds. Now, over here in this garden bed right here, so you guys, it is later in the day, so it's nice and sunny outside. We have our green beans, and our green beans are doing so good. We have so many. I have to harvest a ton of these green beans. So now what I do with these green beans, oh look, there's a big one right here. This one's actually really big. So what I usually do with these green beans is, what I have been doing is I've been blanching them, which is what you, when you take them and you boil them in hot water, you can preserve them long or you can do it short. So you want to snip off these little tips here and then put them in some boiling hot water. Then for a few minutes, you want to Google it. Just Google everything. I mean, you got to do your own research. You can't take everyone's advice. But then again, you're doing research. So what I do is I just boil them, put them in icy cold water, dry them off, and then I package them and I freeze them. I haven't canned any yet. I do want to can some, but you have to use a pressure canner. And I've never used a pressure canner, so I'm kind of scared to use the pressure canner because just the word pressure canning kind of scares me. So I figure I need to find a mentor that I could watch them pressure can, and then they could guide me through it. And I think that would be beneficial for me. So one of the subscribers, she's finally seen me live. Hi. So so that's what I've been doing with the green beans. But the green beans have been so good. Hey, what are you barking at, girl? All right, I don't know what Val's barking at, but she's barking. Oh, it's because we have one of our guys here working, so that probably scared her. All right, so on the other side of the green beans, now you guys, it has been so much cooler out. It has been getting so cool lately, and all of the beans and tomatoes and everything have been doing so good. So look at this. This is a Blue Lake long bean, and it's looking pretty good. We have so many of them. I need to harvest. Look at this one's ready to harvest. So, when we were having that warm weather, we were having some really bad aphid problems on the green beans. And at first I was thinking I was going to take them out, but then we started having cooler weather, and we actually had a bit of a rain. We had some rain the other day, and then yesterday we had some windstorms. Oh my goodness, look at this, you guys. Oh, let me face you the other way. Okay, sorry. There. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? I feel like I have to clean my lens. It looks a little dirty. Let me clean this up a little bit. So when I turn you around, it looks clearer. There. All right, so over here on this side, we have our San Marzanos. You guys, these San Marzanos are amazing. So do you see how they're kind of leaning over like this? Because I haven't tied them up really. I did very minimal trellising because the green beans were coming over the edge and catching them before they kind of, were falling over. But we did have that windstorm, so they're all, obviously you could see them. But we have a ton of tomatoes, you guys. Finally, look at that. Finally, oh, look. Look. Oh, so many more. Oh my goodness, you guys. How can I pass these up? Look at this. Oh, this one has bottom rot. Okay, so bottom rot is when it's overwatered or lacking calcium. That is bottom rot. That's when the bottom does not look very good. But look at that. Look at that. I mean, you could still eat this. You just have to cut that bottom part off. But that's so cool. That's so awesome. Now, I did not come out here to do a harvesting tour. I wanted to come out here and give you a garden tour. All right, so now let me share with you. First, let me put this somewhere. Put this over here. Every time I do this, I always forget stuff out here. But hopefully I don't forget it this time. Okay, so birds, you guys, the birds have been eating my seeds. They've been eating my seeds. I come out here and these little suckers are flying in and they're swooping down. And so yesterday I tricked them. Yesterday I came out here super early. I put some netting up, and then as I was putting netting up on another one, the birds try to fly through. And they stopped them. They saw this netting and they're like, holy crap. And yeah, they did not get any seeds yesterday. But this morning, one of our guys was in here and he was weed eating, and there was a bird stuck inside the netting. So there was a bit of a hole, which I kind of rigged it up and tied it up a little bit. And I'm hoping that the birds are not going to, get back in here, because here's the deal. I think they were eating all the carrots. I was having, like, at the very end, we have some carrots popping up, but very little popping up in these 3 beds. So what I have planted here is I have some rainbow carrots, I have some regular orange carrots, and I have some kaleidoscope carrots in these 3 rows. Then I have some beets, and I have some turnips. And you know what? Ever since, it always happens, ever since I put on the netting, I could see the seeds. I could see the seedlings popping up. And I'm feeling like, those birds are eating the best part. Let me show you. All right, see those little turnips right there? Yeah, they were just eating those. I just succession sowed those turnips. So those are the ones that I did a while back, and they're looking really good. Some of the bugs were eating. Now, I don't know if this was roly-polies that were eating and munching on them, or if it was birds, or if it was snails, or what it was. But I did put down some not amendments, but these granules to prevent the roly-polies from eating. They're not going to prevent. I think they're going to kill the roly-polies. John gave it to me. He said this will help. I used it. I just kind of sprinkle it on the outside of the garden bed because I don't want to sprinkle anything inside the garden bed since we eat these things. All right, so over here in this garden bed, right over here, this is where we have some sugar and peas. Right over here. We have some sugar and peas. We have some spinach. We have some broccoli growing, 2 rows right over here, and 2 rows of carrots. And you guys, we have some broccoli popping up. Let me show you how that's looking. Ta-da! Broccoli. Yay. I did not plant any broccoli last year, so I don't know why, but I mean, I feel like I might have, but then goodness. The dogs are so wild. Hank was in here just a few minutes ago. And I don't even know why we need a fence around the garden, really, to be honest, because they don't, the dogs jump in and the only dogs that stay in the garden are the small ones, or that can't come into the garden are the small ones. But Bella's out and about right now, so that's probably what they're barking at. All right, you guys, voles. We got some stinking voles. Let me adjust you so you're not cockeyed. These voles are living in my strawberry patch here, and they're eating it all up. There's holes all in here, and it's just horrible, and I hate it. And so, I don't know what to do. Now, so in the other garden bed, I had some strawberries at the very edge. I popped those out. I put them in like a wooden container, and they don't look too good, and I think they're gonna die. And so kind of afraid to take out these because I'm afraid they're gonna die as well. These strawberries were giving me such beautiful big strawberries, and I've been waiting for them to give me some huge strawberries, and they finally started doing it. And then we got the stinking voles, and then the voles started eating it. And so we've only been able, in the very beginning, before the voles, I was getting a ton of the strawberries, and then now the voles, zero. But I got a lot of holes. I got a lot of holes in here from those voles, and I have a lot of green onion. So I took a weed eater to here a while back, and I thought I was going to weed it all and get rid of these weeds, and then they came back super vigorous, and so did the onions, the green onions. So I have a ton of green onions mixed in with this with these weeds, which you can't even tell, but let me show you. Let me give you a quick peek of how this crazy mess looks. All right, do you see those? This is green onion, you guys. Look at that. Now, you could use this for everything. You could use this for cooking. You could use this for salsa. So I'm probably going to do that, and I'm not going to let it go to waste. But look, do you see the hole? There's one hole, a whole family in here. Look at that. Another one right there. Oh, so many, you guys. So many voles in here. Now, I'm afraid to dig in there, because what if I come across a vole? What if I hit a vole's nest? I don't want to have to deal with that, dealing with nonsense like that. Oh, no way. I do not care for voles. Not a couple days ago, just the other day, there was a little snake, which I might pop it into one of the videos that I do in the next one. There was a little snake, and it was stuck in one of those little containers, and it was like one of those little black containers, and it was stuck, and I tried to pull it out, and I'm not a big person. I tried to pull it out. It was not coming out, so John had to come out here and help me out and, break it apart. And there is no poisonous snakes out in this area, at least as far as I know. We only have those gardener snakes, but still, I don't want to have to deal with any snakes. And then the other day, I was, dealing with the tomatoes, and a praying mantis was sitting on my head, and I didn't know it was in my head, and I could feel something like this. Oh, shit, something is on my head right now. And so then I touched it, and I screamed, and John comes running out of the house. He's like, oh my God, what happened? There was a huge praying mantis sitting on my head. Then the other day, John and I went to go buy some new boots, because I was desperate need of new boots, but I didn't want to wear my new boots right away. I wanted to use up my old boots to really, really use them up, so they were super well loved. So I stuck my foot in my old boot, and I don't even know how I'm getting sidetracked as far as these pests go, but there was a frog in my boot. And I don't know why I didn't bother taking off my boot to check what was inside my boot, because I thought it was my crinkly sock. So I was wiggling my feet, my toes, thinking it was a crinkly sock, and it was not, you guys. It was not. Those boots are now retired. I no longer wear those boots, because as soon as I took off my boot, it was not good. There was a massacre. It was disgusting. So now I got a note to self: check the boots before you put them on, because you don't want to be. That's the second time that's happened to me. In my lifetime, that's probably like the 4th time something's been in my boot. You would think I learned my lesson by now. Okay, you guys, the lemongrass looking fantastic. You cannot, this is by far the easiest plant ever. So I did try it in a tea. Someone was telling me I could use it in like a tea. So I cut some up. I kind of smashed it up a little bit. I don't know if you need to do that. I put it in some cheesecloth and I let it seep. Oh my goodness, it was so delicious. So what I did was I did that and then I put it in a jar. So I made a whole bunch of lemongrass tea and I put it in some clear jars so that way we could just drink it. And I just like iced tea and I put some honey in it. Oh my goodness, you guys, delicious. Delicious. It's so good. So easy to grow. You can use it for everything. You can use, well, not everything, you know what I mean? You could use it for, I use it for soups. I use it in like stir fry. I use it in a lot of Asian cuisine, that kind of thing, you know, iced tea, hot teas. Now, I heard that you could use it for like a mosquito repellent. I don't know yet. I don't know if you could do that or not, but I would be willing to try that. You guys, can you believe, off subject, but it's been 2 years now since I've been making my own bread. I was just thinking about this because I wanted to try this, you know, making these oils and stuff like that using lemongrass and rosemary. I see all these people, I think they're called t-shirts. I don't think it's called t-shirts. T-shirts? I don't know. But yeah, I want to learn how to do that kind of stuff. Eventually, I'm getting there, you guys. Once I get that milk goat, things are going to be happening. I might be making some soap, goat soap. Here's the Jerusalem artichokes. I don't know what to do with this bed. I don't even know what to do with it. I have so many Jerusalem artichokes, you guys. So many already in jars. We have a whole bunch of them. Okay, so what Jerusalem artichokes are, it's like a root vegetable, and it's supposed to be really good for your gut health. And so I had no idea. Some cousins of ours gave us some Jerusalem artichokes, and I popped them into the garden bed right in the very front. And then next thing you know, they're up to here, and they're taking up the whole garden bed. So the first year I planted these, I harvested them all, I washed them up really good, I laid them down on the counter, and they all went rotten within a couple days. So I did some more research and I found out, I should have done research in the beginning, I found out that you just leave them right there into the garden bed or whatever container you have them in, and as you want to eat them, you pull them out. But what I did was I preserved them. I almost like, it's like a fermentation type of process. So I soaked them in some saltwater brine. And then for, I want to say, I Googled it. I looked it up on Google, how to preserve sunchokes. And that's what it told me, brine. Then you mix your own brine and that kind of thing. You can mix it up with cauliflower, carrots, Jerusalem artichokes, and you just put it in a nice little brine. It's like a pickling brine, and it's pretty darn delicious, but they say if you eat too much of it, it's going to give you gas. So I haven't really been eating that much of it. So yeah, that's how it's been. All right, so now also in this garden bed, I also planted some asparagus, because asparagus takes approximately, I don't even know, I'm just, you know, from what Google says, it takes about 3 years to grow. So I decided to put it in this garden bed, thinking that these Jerusalem artichokes weren't going to come back, because John and I got the excavator in here and really dug it up thinking we got everything. We didn't, as you can tell. Okay, so now we have these asparagus growing, but look at this little funny guy. He's like a little Christmas tree. Let me show you. Do you see that one over there? This one, oh, I can't reach it. But do you see that one right there? Look like a little Christmas tree. That one. Look, so I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to look like that. Like a little bush. But then we have these little sporadic like looking ones right here, like kind of thin looking ones. But then we have this one right here. Oh, the tip. I must have been messing with it yesterday when I was doing my garden vlog and broke off the tip. But that one looks like an asparagus. So that is what's happening in this garden bed. I'm hoping that eventually I'm going to get a ton of asparagus and we're going to have a lot of asparagus. So that is so exciting, along with this Jerusalem artichokes. All right, so now off to the raspberry. No, not raspberry, blackberry. So here's our blackberry bush. Look at how good it's looking. Alive and green. I am so excited, and I'm really hoping next year we're going to get some blackberries. I was actually telling John I wanted to put this blackberry bush kind of out back by the pomegranates, which I think would be really nice because, you know, it's out there. And this is thornless. And I don't know if these if they're going to evolve, you know, does that happen? Do we start stealing its fruit and then it's like, we're going to get some thorns for you, stop stealing our fruit? I hope not. It's getting warm already, guys. It's been so nice in the evenings, like when it starts and the sun goes down, it's been like really nice and cool, probably in the 50s at night. So nice. Maybe 40s. So nice. I'm ready. I'm not ready, but I'm ready, you know. Okay. So, sorry. Saliva went down the wrong tube. Okay. So over here, we have our onion. Oh, no. Not onions. Garlic. Our garlic. You guys, the garlic is coming in. Can you believe that? We just planted it just a couple days ago, and it's finally coming in. So let me show you. Let me give you a quick peek of what it looks like. All right. There's one right there. Now, the other day when I was coming in here, I was like, ooh, that weed. And I pulled it out. I plucked off the tips of the garlic thinking it was weeds. And I was like, no, not on my watch. But, you know, I don't know. I've done that so many times already. But you think I would learn my lesson. So in this garden bed, we have some garlic and we have some spinach, but no spinach yet. So I cannot wait to see how that's going to look. Now, over here, you guys, look at these tomatoes. Can you believe it? Is that so cool? Look at that. Okay, so over here, we have this trellis, and I have had this trellis for a while, and I have yet had anything grow to the very top. And so I'm sweating profusely, you guys. I'm going through the change, you know what I'm talking about. And so you're sweating all the time for no apparent reason, even in the 50-degree weather. It's ridiculous. All right, so we have these tomatoes, these beefsteak tomatoes, and they're amazing. You guys, there's so many. Let me show you. Let me show you how many there are. Look at this. Look. Finally. Oh, goodness gracious. Aren't those so beautiful? Isn't that just so great? Now, they're going to look really pretty when they're red. Like little ornaments. Look at how cool that is. Now, on the other side, we have some more. We have this. These ones are called Bronze Torch. Right here, looking beautiful. Some more beefsteak tomatoes, but they didn't get quite that high. Do you see that? We still got a little bit to go. Oh, there we go. All right, so that is what's happening over here. I cannot wait to harvest these tomatoes. We have so many of them. All right, so over here we have our potatoes. Look at that. They're doing so good. I mean, I'm saying look at that like it's so huge, but I can see potential. So we have these little potatoes right here. We have some golden potatoes and some red potatoes. And you guys, when I first started gardening, I remember I was telling John, like, I'm going to grow some potatoes. And he was like, nah, don't grow that because they're so cheap. You can buy them from the bag, you know. And then I did. I grew some potatoes. They're the best ever. They are so creamy. The skin is super thin. You just barely touch it. It just rubs right off. I mean, like the ones maybe that's not good for like storing for a long time, but man, it sure is easy they're just easy. The skin, I like that the skin is kind of thin, so it's not too tough. And I like that they're super creamy and buttery, and it's just so good. Maybe it's the variety, I don't know, but yeah, I'm addicted. And then, of course, when you're digging through that and looking for the potatoes, I did not realize how satisfying it was to pull out potatoes. Who would have known? I mean, I wish it was that satisfying to pull out weeds, because then I would be out here all day pulling out weeds. But it is so satisfying to come in here and dig around and not know what you're going to get. And you're just like pulling out potatoes. It's so fun. It's so fun. It is so fun. All right. So now let me go ahead and show you this raspberry bush. Not much to show you guys. Not much to show. Look at this poor thing. All right. Oh, there's a praying mantis eggs inside there, or larva. I'll show you in a second. So here's our raspberry bush. I don't know what to say about it. It's just not looking too hot. It wasn't looking hot a few days ago either, so nothing's really changed. It wasn't looking hot for a while. I cut it all back, and that's what's happened. This is what it looks like. I don't even know what to do with it. I think I'm just gonna baby it, I guess. You know, hopefully it's gonna come back. I mean, it's hard to want to get rid of things when there's some green stuff on it. And I'm hoping that one of these days I'll get a bunch of strawberries and blackberries and raspberries, and I could just show you buckets and buckets of my loot. It'd be so nice. Oh shoot, did I just pull off a leaf? All right, so that's how the raspberry's doing. Not too hot, but we have our zucchini. You guys, oh my goodness. Okay. You know, look at all the zucchini. And we have some big zucchini in there because you know why? Because I can't finish all of it. And you just can't cook all of it. But I love growing it because it's so easy to grow. You can just grow so much of it. But I was talking to another farmer, and she made these little brownies for her farm stand. These brownies are so moist, so delicious, so good, so flavorful. Best brownie I've ever had. And I was like, what is your secret? I need this recipe. She's like, zucchini. Zucchini? What? She's like, I grated up. I grated it really fine, like on the Parmesan cheese sitting on those little, you know what I'm talking about, those little graters, so you can grate the fine grating. She grates it. She squeezes out all the moisture from it, and she puts it in her brownie mix. And you guys, I made some, okay? I made some, didn't tell the kids, put it on the counter and everything like that. I come in from, you know, coming outside, go inside the house. A huge chunk of it is missing, okay? Just pulled it out of the oven. Huge chunk of it's missing. And so, I don't know what the pup is. Oh, Bella. And so, you know, more kids are eating it, or I don't tell anybody. I put zucchini in there. So finally, when it's like almost half gone, I was like, do you guys like that brownie? And they're like, yeah, it's so good. Best brownie you ever made. Oh my God, it's so delicious. I was like, does it taste good? And they're like, yeah, it tastes fantastic. I was like, I put like 2 cups of zucchini in it. Let me tell you, my kid, she was like, I thought there was something funny in it. Yeah, right. She thought there was something funny in it. Oh my gosh. All of a sudden she starts talking about, I noticed a little flavor of some zucchini. No, you can't even taste it. She ate so much of it. And after I told her there was some zucchini in it, she tried to tell me that she could taste it. You cannot taste it. You could taste all the sugar. And then she tried to backpedal. She tried to backpedal and say it was too chocolatey. Is there even such a thing? Too chocolatey? I've seen this kid inhale some straight chocolate bars. And this is a chocolate brownie. And she said it's too chocolatey. Please. Okay, guys. Look. Yeah. I don't think they're going to make it. These are the strawberries, you guys. These are the strawberries that I pulled out from the other garden bed that I thought they were going to make it. I swear to God, I put a ton of water. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get these strawberries to live. So that's what happened to those strawberries I pulled out of the garden bed. Not too good. Not too good. All right, so now on the other side. So that was my whole gist of the zucchini. If you wanted to put that in your brownie, they're not even going to be able to tell unless you tell them. So, yeah. I know she likes it. I know she's still eating it. She's like nibbling on it. Okay. here we have our San Marzanos. This is the first succession of San Marzanos that I planted, and they're doing so good. Ever since the weather started cooling down, you guys, they've been doing so well. So when I planted these tomatoes, I went online to look to see what I could plant with them. It's called companion planting. So I found out that you can plant so many things with tomatoes. You could plant onions and garlic and basil, and you could plant the basil right underneath it, and spinach as well. So many things. You could just look it up. So many things. And so what I did was I planted a bunch of basil right underneath here, and it's doing fantastic. It's been shielded from the sun, so now it's really flourishing because I did start these. I didn't start this early spring. I just kind of sowed the seeds right into the soil, and bam, done. So I do have quite. I didn't really, I just like that. No rhyme or reason. In the very beginning, when I first started gardening, I was so scared, so I was putting just a small amount here and there. But now, yeah, I'm not too worried about planting seeds anymore. Now my biggest fear is, what's going to eat them, bugs or birds or God knows what. You never know, rodents, who knows. But this is how the basil is doing, and if you have so easy to make, and so all you have to do is, I don't know what happened here. We're frozen, guys. I think we're just going to keep going. It looks frozen, but I'm not too sure why. Weird. Let's do this. Nope. Okay. All right. So I don't know what's going on, guys. If you guys can see me, please let me know, because it looks like it's frozen on my end, which is really weird. Oh, look at Mira. She's in the garden. Let me try this over again. No. Cancel. I don't know what's happening here, guys. Can you see me? No? I don't know. Did I lose you? All right. Let me try this again.